Hello everyone, this is Dr. Surya. So today we are going to discuss about fluid dynamics and Euler's equation of motion. So what is this fluid dynamics? So it is nothing but the study of fluid motion with the forces causing flow. So if you are taking into consideration of the forces that causes flow, then that is called as fluid dynamic. Generally, this fluid dynamic will be analyzed by using our Newton's second law of motion, which is nothing but Fx is equal to max. So that is called as our Newton's second law of motion. That is the net force Fx that is acting on the fluid element in the direction of x. So supposing if x is the direction, then the net force will be equal to mass into acceleration, that is acting in the same direction, that is the x direction. That is called as the Newton's second law of motion. And this dynamic behavior is mainly analyzed due to this second law of motion. And the main thing is that we are going to assume our fluid to be incompressible and the fluid is non-viscous. This is what we are going to assume in this fluid dynamics. So as such, we all know that fluid force is equal to mass into acceleration. And we, as such, I have told earlier, for dynamics we are going to consider all the forces that will cause the flow. So what are the forces that will cause the flow? So you can see this. G is going to be the gravity force, P is going to be the pressure force, V is going to be the force due to viscosity, and T is going to be the force due to turbulence, and C is going to be the force due to compressibility. So gravity, pressure, viscosity, turbulence and compressibility. So all these forces we are going to take into consideration. So these are the forces that mainly acts on a fluid that causes the flow. And when we are assuming that if the force is due to compressibility and we are assuming that F that is force due to compressibility is negligible, then our equation, the net force will be that I am omitting the Fc of x and I am writing the equation like this. Okay, and the next thing is that next I am assuming that that is we are getting this equation like this, and this equation is known as Reynolds equation of motion. Reynolds equation of motion. Okay, and if Ft is negligible, and that is if I am omitting Ft of x, that is force due to turbulence is also omitted, and the resulting equation is called Navier-Stokes equation. Navier-Stokes equation. And if you are assuming that flow is ideal and also the force due to viscosity is 0, and then the equation will be called as Euler's equation of motion. Okay, so if you are omitting force due to compressibility, it is called as Reynolds equation of motion, and if you are omitting that force due to turbulence, it is called as Navier-Stokes equation, and the flow is ideal, and if you are taking that force due to viscosity is 0, then the equation is called as Euler equation of motion. Now we are going to derive this Euler equation of motion. So what is this Euler's equation of motion? Generally, if you take that these equation of motion they are extending as a part of our Newton's law of motion for a single point particle to rigid body motion. These were formulated by a person called Leonhard Euler after Newton formulated his laws. So that's why it is called as Euler's equation of motion. Okay, Euler's equation of motion, here in which the forces due to gravity and pressure we are going to take into consideration. Now what we are going to do is we are going to consider a streamline, and we assume that the flow is taking place in this S direction. So the flow is moving in the S direction, it is moving on, and we are going to consider a cylindrical element. So this you can see a cylindrical element. This cylindrical element whose cross section, that is area, is going to be dA and whose length is going to be ds. So the force that acts on the cylindrical element will be the three forces, because as such I have told earlier, we are going to take into consideration of pressure forces as well as gravity forces. So the pressure force will be PdA. First force is going to be the pressure force. This PdA will be in the direction of flow. And the second force is that another pressure force, that is which will counteract this force, that is pressure force is going to be P plus dou P by dou S into ds into dA. Okay, generally PdA should be there, since because it passes through the cylindrical element, some certain amount of small amount of pressure force will also be added in extra. So since because it is very smaller element, we are taking it in the dou P by dou S and into ds, that is it is moving in the S direction. So we are taking into consideration like this, and into dA, that is into area. So we all know that stress is equal to force by area and force is equal to stress by area. So here stress is my pressure, so pressure into area we are taking like this, so which will be in opposite to the direction of the flow. And third one is going to be the weight of the element. So generally the weight of the element will be acting in the downward direction, so which is rho g into volume. So rho g into dA into ds is going to be volume, which is rho g dA into ds. So this is going to be volume and this is going to be the specific weight. So we have taken into consideration of these three things. Then we are going to take this angle to be theta. So theta is the angle between the direction of the flow and line of action of the weight of the element. So this resultant force is going to be, we have to take into consideration of the resultant force. So resultant force, that is force is equal to mass into acceleration. This is what we are as per Newton's law, our formula is Newton's second law of motion. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. So here if you take into consideration of the net force, so this pressure force, this if I am considering this to be in positive direction, this direction is positive direction, then automatically this downward direction, upward direction is positive and downward direction is going to be negative one. So like in such a case this becomes PdA minus of P plus dou P by dou S into ds into dA minus of rho g dA ds. Since because it is making an angle, so I have to take this as into cos theta, which will be equal to mass into acceleration. So mass is nothing but rho dA into ds into as. I hope you understand this, how this cos theta comes, since because it is making angle with the theta and we have to take this it has to join here, and we have to take that cos theta into account. And if you take that mass is going to be rho into dA into ds, how it comes is density is equal to mass by volume. So mass will be equal to density into volume. So here density is rho and volume is going to be dA into ds into acceleration, that is as. So net force is equal to mass into acceleration, where as is the acceleration in the direction of s. So what is this as? As is acceleration, and generally we denote this acceleration as change in velocity by time, that is velocity by time. So I can write as is equal to dv by dt. So v will be the function of s and t, that is it is moving in the fluid particle is moving in the s direction, and for different time duration it is moving on. So v will be the function of s and t. So this can be written as dou v by dou s into ds by dt plus dou v by dt, since because v is a function of s and t. So I am writing it as v is a function of t, so dou v by dou t, and it is a function of s2, and so I am splitting and I am writing like this. So what is this ds by dt? Which is nothing but velocity. Velocity is equal to distance by time taken, so ds by dt. Suppose if the flow is steady, okay, assume that flow is steady. If flow is steady, then dou v by dou t will be equal to 0. So you can keep this as equation 2, keep this as equation 3, and keep this as equation 4. So if you take in such a case, what happens is that you can substitute 3 and 4 in 2. Substitute 3 and 4 in 2. Then it becomes dou v by dou t will be equal to 0 and ds by dt will become b. So as will be equal to v dou v by dou s. We can keep this equation as 5. Now we can substitute 5 in equation number 1. Okay, so which is something like that: pda minus of p into dA minus of dou p by dou s into ds into dA minus rho g dA ds cos theta, which is equal to rho dA ds into v into dou v by dou s. Now here we can cancel off this pda and pda, so I'll be having minus dou p by dou s into ds dA minus rho g dA ds cos theta, which is equal to rho into dA ds into v dou v by dou s. So if we take in all the places, we have dA ds, so I can just divide by ds dA minus dou p by dou s minus rho g cos theta is equal to rho v dou v by dou s. What I am going to do is I am going to divide this by rho density. So minus of dou p by rho ds minus g cos theta, which is equal to v dou v by dou s. So I am bringing all this equation in one side. So minus dou p by rho dou s minus g cos theta minus v dou v by dou s is equal to 0. So again all the places it is minus, so I can multiply into minus 1, or I can cancel this minus direction, minus symbol. So which is dou p by rho into dou s plus g cos theta plus v dou v by dou s is equal to 0. And now if you take this figure, consider this figure. So if we take this figure, what is cos theta here? Cos theta, so from this figure, take this figure, cos theta will be equal to, cos theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse, so which is nothing but dz by ds. So we can substitute, instead of cos theta we can substitute dz by ds. Okay, so cos theta is equal to dz by ds. Keep this as equation number 6, this is equation number 7. So substitute 7 in 6, which becomes dou p by rho dou s plus g into dz by ds plus v into dou v by dou s is equal to 0. Or so if we take everywhere, it is dou s is common here, so I am writing this as, I am neglecting multiplying this by dou s, so I will be getting dou p by rho plus g dz plus v dv is equal to 0. Okay, so this equation is known as Euler's equation. Okay, so this equation is known as Euler's equation. Now we are going to derive our Bernoulli's equation. So Bernoulli's equation is going to be very simple, that is that if you are going to integrate Euler's equation, you will be getting Bernoulli's equation. So integrate Euler's equation, then you will be getting Bernoulli's equation, that is integral dou P by rho plus integral G dz plus integral V dV is equal to constant. So which is P by rho plus dz plus V squared by 2 is equal to constant. Okay, so what I am going to do is I am going to divide the complete equation by G. So it becomes P by rho G plus Z plus V squared by 2G is equal to constant. In other words, P by rho G plus V squared by 2G plus Z is equal to constant. And this equation is called as Bernoulli's equation. Bernoulli's equation. Okay, this P by rho G is called as pressure energy per unit weight or pressure head. So this is called as pressure head, and this is called as V squared by 2G is called as kinetic head, and Z is called as potential head. Now we'll see some of the real time application of Bernoulli's principle. So first application is air flight. So the main way that the Bernoulli's principle work in air flight is that if you take this aeroplane wing, what happens is that the top of the wing will be somewhat, it will be curved, but if you take the bottom of the wing, it will be totally flat. So while traveling in the sky, what happens is that air will travel across both the top and bottom concurrently. You know what is happening in the sky. So because both the top part and bottom part are designed differently, as I have told earlier, top part will be curved and bottom part will be flat. Since they are designed differently, so this will makes the air, or this will allow the air on the bottom to move very slowly. So this creates some pressure at the bottom, and if you take at the top part, which is curved somewhat, you can see that the air is moving faster. So because of that, some less pressure is created. So on the top of the wing, less pressure is created, and at the bottom of the wing, more pressure is created. So because of which, this is creating some lift, so it will allow the aeroplanes to fly. So this aeroplane is also acted upon by a pull of gravity. This will in turn, it will oppose the lift, drag and thrust. Second is that lift. You have day to day lift what we are using in our this is also one of the example of the Bernoulli's principle. Another example is our baseball, and we do sailing in ships. This is also an example of the Bernoulli's equation. Thank you. Happy learning.